Hello and welcome to the New Haven Independent Vlog News Summary direct from our assignment desk, otherwise known as my Compost Heap. Let's see what stories we're working on this week. Phew, thank God I found my keys. I'm glad they're not in the hands of the Housing Authority of New Haven. I'm glad they're not my landlord, because they gave the keys to the apartment of a woman who lives in Mill River Crossing. So these Rambo regional drug war task force can come in at 5:30 in the morning, rifles and everything. Police, you can't even hear them, they're all asleep. And there was a guy living in that apartment with an 8-year-old present and an older woman who was wanted for a search warrant, drug warrant. And here they were breaking in, making this crazy scene. Shots were fired. The man was killed while the dangerous situation created, like we used to do those drug wars. We thought we were past that. My question is why? Why is the Housing Authority giving the keys? They won't tell us. There might be a good reason. They should tell us. It's our public money. They're the landlord for the most vulnerable people in New Haven. They're not giving any answers. They're unaccountable. Just like the state, which won't release the warrant yet, about why it was so important to endanger so many people's lives and shatter the security of a public housing facility for a drug warrant at 5:30 in the morning. We need answers. We have questions. Here's another question. What's happening with adult literacy? I feel lucky that I get to read books. Like I'm reading right now Susan Breen's Maggie Dove's Detective Agency. It's a great series she has, a mystery series. In New Haven, those who aren't as lucky yet to know how to read well, we have an adult literacy program called Literacy Volunteers of Greater New Haven for 50 years. All of a sudden this past week, boom, they furloughed everybody, the board, and nobody knew what was going on. Stuff was canceled. Nobody knew could sign up. And they too felt they had no need to explain it. They're bored about why. At first we assumed, okay, maybe it's a Trump thing. They're freezing money. No, they do get federal money through the state. They're still getting that money. But there's obviously some kind of infighting. And even though they have public permission, we actually own nonprofits like Literacy Volunteers. The public does. They feel they don't have to explain anything when they get money from donors and the government for the public good. We need answers. We have questions. Okay, I got a question here. Who wants to empty the public wallet and defund the police? You know, I was hearing defund the police. People want to defund the police. You know who wants to defund the police? I do have this answer. The Trump administration. You know who doesn't want to defund the police? New Haven, Portland, and San Francisco. Those three cities, and I'm proud that our city is one of them, are going to court to stop the Trump administration from pulling back money for policing that gets sent to cities if those cities won't separately do the federal government's evil job that it's decided to do for them, which is to do these mass deportations, to get rid of not just a handful of undocumented immigrants who commit crimes, but sow fear and throw all sorts of people out of the country. They wanted to fund our police budget from federal money because we won't follow that dictate. We want to fund the police and Compost programs like that to keep us safer. My question is, why do they want to do that? My other question is, what am I going to do about this migraine? Well, I could take this Tylenol, or we could figure out answers to questions about Biohaven, big pharma. You know those companies that make all this money on medicine by lying and cheating and trying to get people to get the medicine whether or not they want it? Well, Biohaven's based in New Haven. They make migraine medication, among other things. They just paid a $59 million settlement with the government because they were cheating. They claimed they were sending doctors to training sessions, but they were really lavish junkets for them and their family to get them to prescribe the medicine, whether or not people needed it or whether that was the best medicine. Now that happens all the time. That's why Big Pharma is not an industry that helps people feel better. It's a predatory, cheating, lying industry. Like, look at Biohaven. They're based in New Haven. You might not even know that. Their world headquarters are on Church Street, several buildings, but they lie so they can cheat. They say they're based in the Virgin Islands, when they're not. But they have the sign up there so they don't have to pay taxes here. My question is, why do we allow it, and why don't we just socialize medicine or other industries for the public good and get the lying profit out of it, rather than trying to have to chase them in court and sometimes win back some of the money? Here's my last question for the day. If you have tacos at home like I do, why would you eat those tacos, which might be fine, rather than getting the great, fresh, delicious, savory tacos and other dishes at Grand Avenue restaurants like J&J and Salsa? Which is because of all these raids by ICE and promised deportations. People are scared and staying home. Many people who are illegally here have no reason to be scared because people are getting snapped up. And these businesses are suffering. So in addition to just wanting good food, people are saying, let's also patronize these restaurants on Grand Avenue so that we can help them get their business back that they lost. As a community together, we can stand up to the injustices being perpetrated in our community by the federal government and eat well in the process. Until next time, this is New Haven Independent Vlog News Summary. Remember, always pick up your trash while we still can.